Hello everyone. So here we are again. My name is Jose and we're continuing this series of videos for the Bold Hackathon that we're doing now for the 2025. Basically the biggest hackathon in the whole world. And as you know, we have been building different applications every single day. James, Hara, and myself, we have been building a very different type of apps. Yesterday, we were participating in the cheatless price application. So what we decided to build, as many of you already know, is the application 400 for dating, which basically is a shitless application. It has no purpose, just to provide you a little bit of funny moments, give you some bizarre messages and so on. So yesterday we were speaking, I was showing you guys how we were building this basically with Bolt.new. And there are a few lessons that were like first to share with you. And the first one is, that I have to build this twice. Now, if we have this Reddit, this price basically, which is build silly apps with Reddit and Bolt. Here, basically, they are telling you exactly that you have to use their Devvit app, or basically not app, but SDK to build an app with a Devvit. And if you don't use that, then of course you will not qualify basically, to join this competition. So yesterday I didn't read this properly. You have to be this very careful because I think yesterday I saw a post from Bold.new in X, and the post was, they were just sharing some shitty app. It was just a web app base, so somehow I just thought that it was like that. And when I pass all these official document, not this one, but the one on the DevPost website, basically my ChatGPT was telling me that it was just enough to use the API. So what happened was that I just built this using the web app. So it was the first version of the app that I was doing. Of course, it will not qualify to basically participate on this challenge. So we have to build it again. This was looking quite cool, However, we have to start from zero, and the whole architecture is not different. It's basically the same JavaScript, but basically, if we close this and we move now to the Devvit app that we were building here, this is basically working as a sandbox. And here you have the front end and a back end as well. So you see you have the client, you have the server, and to run this, you have to basically follow certain steps. Now, because I refresh this tab, I need to again to log in and so on into Reddit, which all the steps are basically very clear, defined. If you go here, oops. Well, if you go basically to the README of their template, the Devvit Bold Starter template, here you have all the information about how to run and build your first app using Devvit and Bold, right? So basically, if you click this button, this is going to open a new project. It's going to import all this structure. This is going to just run a new app into the Reddit, and then there you just have to follow these steps, appearing around login, dev init, and so on. So lesson to learn, or things to learn from here, is basically that please make sure to double check always good enough every single instruction that we have on this competition, so that you will not spend double time building a different application for this. That's the first thing. The other thing is, as you know, yesterday I was spending a little bit of time basically trying to load some audios from outside of this project, and then it wasn't working as good because it's in a sandbox. So it's to, if possible, study a little bit more this technology. You know, I got a little bit confused because the GPT was telling me that it's possible to, there is an option where you set the HTTP true, and that's going to provide you some access to certain endpoints that you define inside of the Express server of this. Didn't work. So yeah, that's something to learn in there. But anyway, let's make this session short. I'm gonna show you what we built. So as you see, you have to create your own community in here to run your app. We have this application, you know, as you know, for dating, love not found. We click on launch app, and this is it's gonna work. So here the text needs to be a little bit improved, the color, but that's it, you know. So the application is super cool. Basically, we can either type our own name, or we can just use the one which are suggested in here, right? Everything here is optimized to make as much fun as possible into the IT, let's say, public. So if, you know, you can just hear bug my bug fix my heart, which is kind of cool name, by the way. You hear all the noise, how it's changing, and this is gonna work like a Tinder, so it's kind of cool because here you see, you know, like name of the user, we have the photo as well, and it's gonna tell you a very interesting phrase in this case, which is my love life is in beta. A lot of bugs, limited feature. So a lot of fun, you know, how this whole client is basically being shown in here. Here you have two options, you can skip and you can like it. If you skip, it's gonna show one more option as well. Play different audio. Of course, we are reusing certain images. We don't have as many here, but it's a very nice simulation of the Reddit. And again, this is just for fun, just to show you something unique and stupidly unique. Let's call it that way, right? So we have here, I'm like a good algorithm, efficient, reliable, and hard to understand. Cool. You see, all the phrases are very nice. And you see the Booty Guru X Docker container. Now, the whole thing is here that you can actually, you can't never match anyone, right? So if you click here, it's gonna break, and boom, you lost the game. So you don't have permission to access their heart, you know, access denied, error 4 or 4 for 0 4. And player bug fix my heart, heartbreaks. This is counting, you know, how many heartbreaks you have, success rate, mod Reddit. You can play again and you can share it on Reddit. So this will automatically, if we close this, this is basically gonna add in here, you know, all the stats for all the different players. So this is a very, you know, unique example that you can build something stupid, you know, without spending that much time. To be honest, this took a little bit longer than I expected, just because the whole architecture of how the Devvit is working, I didn't have an idea how it was working. My fault again, you know, new area, you know, to try. However, we managed to do it, you know. Also as well, I was trying to adjust the sounds, include some images inside, you know. That's not as straightforward if you will do it with a normal HPA, you know. So those are things to keep in mind. But otherwise, we managed to do it, guys. And I encourage everyone to participate into this specific prize competition. It's gonna be cool. So don't get frustrated if you don't know how the Devvit is working. Just go ahead and do it. And if you have any question, you know that I'm available on Discord as well. So just contact me over there. And yes, guys. So good luck in the competition. See you later, guys.